A group of House Republicans has filed articles of impeachment against U.S. President Joe Biden over his handling of migrant crisis and Afghanistan political turmoil. Republican representative from Ohio, Bob Gibbs, tweeted, and I quote, "I filed articles of impeachment against Portas based on what I believe to be clear violations of his duties. There are dynamics in Congress preventing this from being debated, but I could not stand by while Biden commits flagrant and deliberate violations of his oath of office." He told the Daily Mail that Biden's willful negligence of the border crisis is a failure to maintain and defend American sovereignty. Republicans, including Brian Babin, have voiced their support. He said, and I quote, "I have joined Bob Gibbs in bringing articles of impeachment forward in the House." He also said that Biden has failed at his duties as Commander-in-Chief. In a press release, Babin listed out reasons as to why he thinks that Biden has failed. The statement mentions that Biden halted the construction of a barrier along the southern border, exacerbated the illegal immigration crisis, and released thousands of undocumented migrants infected with COVID-19 into the United States. He also accused Biden of aiding and abetting the Taliban by failing to secure military assets and abandoning thousands of Americans and allies with no plan of evacuation in place. The impeachment filing comes at a time when opinion polls show decreasing support for Biden amongst independents. According to a new Gallup poll conducted in the first 3 weeks of September, Biden holds 43% of approval rating. 53% of people disapprove Biden. Approval rating has dropped by 6% and disapproval rating has increased by 5%. Meanwhile, former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley has slammed Joe Biden. She has criticized him for failing to ask world leaders to not recognize the Taliban as the official government in Afghanistan. Just this week, the Taliban wrote to the United Nations requesting for the required credentials to speak at the General Assembly's high-level meeting. The United States is on the Credentials Committee. In an interview with Fox News, Haley said, and I quote, "Joe Biden was bold enough to go to the UN to lecture the world on human rights, yet he cannot find the courage to call on its members to not recognize the Taliban. These terrorists hunt down our allies, place young girls in forced marriages, and kill innocent Afghans in the streets. America looks weak and pathetic." Remember, Haley and her advocacy group called Stand for America had created a petition. It urged the Biden administration not to recognize the Taliban as the official government in Afghanistan. The petition has 65,000 signatures.